The one meal that changed world history. Hello, welcome to Buddha Wisdom Podcast. Many people know that the Buddha attained enlightenment under the Bodhi Tree, but few people know that shortly before enlightenment, he was in an extremely weakened condition, almost to the point of death. After leaving the palace, Prince Siddhartha seriously searched for a way to overcome suffering. He studied with famous teachers of that era and practiced deep meditation, but he still could not find the ultimate answer. Eventually, he chose the path that many people at that time believed was the highest way to liberation. That path was extreme self-mortification. He gradually reduced his food intake until he was eating only a few grains of rice each day. His body became extremely thin, with his bones clearly visible. There are records that when he touched his body, he could feel his spine from the front of his stomach because he had become extremely weak. His strength continued to decline day after day. But what was most interesting was this. The more he tortured himself, the farther he moved away from the truth. Then, an important day arrived. One day, a young woman named Sujata prepared a special offering called milk rice, or rice cooked with milk. She wished to offer it with respect. When she saw a thin and exhausted ascetic sitting beneath a tree, she approached and respectfully offered him the food. Many people might think this was only an ordinary meal, but in reality, it may have been one of the most important meals in human history, because after accepting the milk rice, the Buddha regained his strength and began to realize an important truth. Extreme suffering of the body was not the path to wisdom. At the same time, people in the present day often walk between two extremes. Some people work so hard that they have no time to rest. Some people put so much pressure on themselves that they become exhausted. Some people try to overcome every problem by forcing themselves, believing that the more they suffer, the more successful they will become. But what the Buddha discovered was the opposite. He realized that a peaceful mind, a balanced body, and a harmonious life are the true foundations that allow wisdom to arise. After that, the Buddha remembered his childhood experience. He recalled the time when he sat peacefully beneath a rose apple tree and naturally entered a state of calmness. There was no need to force himself. No need to torture the body. No need to suppress anything. There was only mindfulness and inner peace. He then realized that this was the right path, and this understanding became the beginning of what we now know as the middle way. The middle way means not too strict and not too loose. Not being attached to excessive pleasure and not torturing oneself. It is the path of balance, wisdom, and awareness. Not long after that, Prince Siddhartha traveled to the Bodhi Tree and sat there with determination. On the full moon night of the 6th lunar month, he attained enlightenment and became the fully enlightened Buddha. This story teaches us that sometimes what changes our lives is not trying harder, but stopping, looking within, and returning to the path of balance. Just as the Buddha discovered more than 2,500 years ago. Thank you for listening to Buddha Wisdom. See you in the next episode with another fascinating story about the Buddha that many people have never heard before.